Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Rajendra Gupta Ramnarayan, your Master of Ceremony for today. So may we stand up for the national anthem, followed by the MRA anthem, please. Thank you very much. You may take your seat, please. So before we start with the program, I would like to invite Mrs. Shamili Ramgulam, the Safety and Health Officer of the MRA, to brief us on safety issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the Integrated Customs Clearance Center. We would like to draw your attention to the safety features of this building. The ICCC is a modern, environmental-friendly building located in the southern part of the island and was launched in January 2022. The building has been conceptualized and designed in accordance with latest safety norms and comprises a main building and an auditorium where you are currently seated. In the event of an unforeseen situation or an emergency, such as a fire, you should leave the auditorium through the nearest emergency exit door, which is located on your left and indicated by the green exit sign. You will be directed to the assembly point and our trained wardens will assist you. You may also note that the washrooms are located on the first floor and the lower ground. You may access them through the stairs or the lifts at the main entrance. For any further assistance that you may require, please feel free to reach out to our team members. Thank you for your assistance and we wish you a pleasant day ahead.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, we are in first class accommodation. Dr. the Honorable Renganaden Pandeachi, Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Development, Mr. Batsirai Chadzwingwa, Vice Chair, WCO ESA, Commissioner of Customs and Excise, Zimbabwe Revenue Authority, Dr. Kunyo Mikuria, Secretary General, World Customs Organization, Mr. Sudhamulal, Director General, Mauritius Revenue Authority, members of the Board of the Mauritius Revenue Authority, Mr. Hans Pieters, Head of Administration and Personnel, World Customs Organization, Mr. Ricardo Trevino Chapa, Deputy Secretary General, World Customs Organization, Commissioner Generals and Commissioners of Customs of the region, Directors, Mauritius Revenue Authority, distinguished delegates, observers from the African Union Commission, COMESA, SADC, and IMF, Afritac South, donors from the Finnish WCO ESA project and Customs Cooperation Fund, Japan, members of the press, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good morning, bonjour, bon dia. First of all, a warm welcome to Mauritius to all foreign delegates. It's really nice to be physically participating in a conference after the problematic situation following the pandemic. Today we are gathered for the opening ceremony of the 28th Governing Council meeting of the WCO ESA region. Allow me to briefly inform you about the functioning of the WCO and its regional structures. The WCO is the only international organization competent in customs matters and representing some 184 customs administrations which collectively process 98% of international trade. The headquarters of the WCO is situated in Brussels, Belgium, and it has the responsibility to be at the service of the whole world. In order to better serve the affiliated customs administration, especially in the field of capacity building, the WCO has decentralized its services by dividing the world into 6 regions, namely the East and Southern Africa region, where we are today, West and Central Africa region, Asia Pacific region, Europe region, Americas and Caribbean region, Middle East and North Africa region. The focal point of each region is a regional office of capacity building. Each region has regional training centers for the benefit of member customs administrations. There are 4 regional training centers in the ESA region. The WCO has trained experts and resource persons in almost all fields so that each region is autonomous. Resource persons from Brussels give a helping hand as and when required. Each region also has a regional intelligence liaison office, which is a regional center for collecting and analyzing data as well as dissemination of information throughout the global customs enforcement network. Each region holds the Governing Council meeting annually prior to the WCO Council meeting. So the Governing Council is a forum of heads of customs of the region. Prior to the Governing Council, there is a meeting of the Regional Steering Group and the head of RTCs, which have been going on since Thursday last. An additional information before we move further is that this event is being live streamed on the Facebook page of the MRA. So after having set the scene, I have the pleasure now to invite Mr. Sudhamulal, Director General of the Mauritius Revenue Authority, to deliver his speech. Sir.
Dr. the Honorable Renganathan Padiachi, Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Development, Dr. Kunio Mikura, Secretary General WCO, Mr. Chapa, Deputy Secretary General WCO, Mr. Hans Peters, Head of Administration and Personnel WCO, Mr. Batsirai Chadvziva, Vice Chair WCO ESA Region, Mr. Larry Liza, Director ROCB, members of the MRA Board, Commissioner Generals and Commissioners of Customs, observers from the African Union Commission, COMESA, SADC, and IMF Afritac South, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I wish you all a warm welcome to the Mauritius Revenue Authority and the Integrated Custom Clearance Center at Le Chaland on this special occasion of the opening of the WCO ESA 28th Governing Council meeting. It's indeed an honor for us to welcome our chief guest, Dr. the Honorable Renganadan Padyachi, Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Development, who has a very keen interest in the development and facilitation of trade, and this venue, the Integrated Customs Clearance Center, is a vivid example of the support that we receive from the government. I also wish to welcome Dr. Kunio Mikura, Secretary General of the WCO, and thank him for being amongst us this morning, and also for the constant attention and support he gives to the ESA region. A big thank you also to Mr. Batsirai, Vice Chair, WCO ESA region, for making it to this meeting. Warm welcome to our Commissioner Generals and Head of Commissioners of Customs of the ESA region for being here to discuss on the advancement of the region. We also welcome our distinguished personalities from the WCO, Mr. Chapa Ricardo, Deputy Secretary General, and Mr. Hans Pieters, Head of Administration and Personnel. I also see our constant supporter, Rita, here. Welcome, Rita. You are not new to the Mauritius. We have few participants who have not been able to travel to Mauritius for one reason or another, but we appreciate that they are virtually participating in the meeting. We welcome you and give you our assurance that we will follow WCO guidelines for conducting the online meeting and accommodate you to our best. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this brand new building of the Mauritius Revenue Authority, which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister on 26th January this year on the occasion of International Customs Day. This state-of-the-art building provides a one-stop facility for the clearance of air cargo, bringing together all the agencies concerned under the same umbrella, in accordance with the concept of coordinated border management. It is also an ideal venue that has the necessary facilities to conduct trainings, workshops, meetings, and conferences at national, regional, and international level. As we are gradually returning back to normalcy following the sanitary restrictions due to COVID-19 pandemic, I wish to express my innermost satisfaction for hosting the 28th Governing Council meeting. We are indeed honored to host more than 45 delegates of the GC meeting physically in Mauritius, and we wish to reassure you that we will extend our warmest hospitality to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's worth noting that the Malagasy Customs had signified its intention to host these meetings on the occasion of its bicentenary. However, due to certain logistical constraints, Mauritius opted to host the meetings. We congratulate the Malagasy Customs for reaching 200 years of their existence. And for the record, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrated our 200th year in 2012. I also wish to congratulate the WCO for signing up a new cooperation agreement with the Universal Postal Union. This agreement, which replaces the existing MOU originally signed by the WCO and the UPU in 1994 and amended in 2007, and responds to the rapid growth of international mail volumes resulting from e-commerce. The agreement takes into consideration the recent regulatory and technology developments and ensures a balance between the facilitation of postal clearing processes and the compliance of the postal items with national laws. Ladies and gentlemen, we have numerous challenges facing the ESA region which we should address by uniting our forces. It's of prime importance to adopt a collaborative approach and provide mutual assistance and support to each other. Here, I would like to mention that as the Center of Excellence for Compliance and Enforcement, the WCO Mauritius Multilingual Regional Training Center is playing a crucial role in capacity building activities, not only for the customs, but also for other border enforcement agencies in Mauritius, as well as for the ESA region. RTC Mauritius has been actively organizing training programs, and due to COVID-19 sanitary restrictions, most of these trainings are still being organized virtually. Some of the trainings provided locally and regionally include areas such as harmonized systems, customs valuation, rules of origin, combating illicit drugs and narcotics, anti-money laundering, counterfeit currency, and terrorist financing, enforcement of intellectual property rights, brand identification of medicine and medical devices, identification of new psychoactive substances, and profiling techniques amongst others. It's also worth noting that RTC Mauritius is conducting various training with the close collaboration and support of the WCO as well as other international institutions such as the IMF, UNODC, Interpol, US Drug Enforcement Administration, the US Naval Criminal Investigative Services, and so on. Moreover, a team of experts from RTC Mauritius has developed a curriculum on harmonized system last year for the ESA member countries and has taken the lead for the development of a regional risk management model. RTC Mauritius has also provided capacity building assistance in areas such as time release studies, HS Customs Enforcement Network, cross-border e-commerce, anti-corruption and integrity promotion, tax-free schemes to the countries, namely the Malagasy Republic, Angola, Sierra Leone, Maldives, Liberia, Turkmenistan, as well as those in the North Africa, Near and Middle East region. In November last year, RTC Mauritius hosted the third WCO ESA Research Conference virtually under the theme, The Effect of Emerging Issues on the Role of Customs and Trade. The conference was co-organized by the Regional Office for the Capacity Building and RTC Mauritius with the support of RTC Kenya and the WCO ESA Project 2 funded by the Government of Finland. The conference was attended by more than 150 participants from across the world. Participants included researchers and officials from various member customs administration in the ESA region, WCO ESA RTCs, and the WCO, the African Union, the private sector, academia, and other cooperating partners. Conference provided the forum to discuss on building customs institutional capacity in the ESA region and motivate African countries to make informed decisions with a view to boosting trade. I wish to share that presently we have 12 MRA custom officers who are WCO accredited experts in various fields, assisting WCO in its capacity building program in the African region. In addition, we have 3 Mauritian nationals, previously MRA staff, who are recruited at the WCO headquarters. Moreover, 4 MRA officers are WCO recognized experts in anti-corruption and strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with the vision of the government of Mauritius, the MRA is fully determined to pursue the fight against the scourge of drugs and narcotics. We are building the operational capabilities of custom officers by investing in the latest tools, equipment, and technology, and by providing them with the right training. Since January this year, state-of-the-art body scanners are operational in the airport and have started giving promising results. The body scanner has helped in detecting cases of swallowing by 2 incoming passengers on 20th April and 119 pellets consisting of 2.5 kg of heroin worth 37 million Mauritian rupees were recovered from them. MRA Custom has also launched the Stop Drugs initiative, which aims at providing the public with an e-platform to communicate any information they may have on illicit drug trafficking. Ladies and gentlemen, it's also worth highlighting the unexpected discovery made by MRA Customs on the very first day of this year. In fact, during a rummage exercise by a team of custom officers led by Customs Anti-Narcotics Section, a newborn baby covered with tissue paper was found inside the toilet bin of the flight MK289. During the operation, the officers were unable to open a jammed cabinet containing a bin in the toilet and sought the assistance of the crew member to open the cabinet. While conducting the search, the muffled sound of crying baby was heard, and upon further examination, the custom officer found toilet papers soaked with blood, and after careful removal of the stained papers, a live newborn baby was found in a crouched position. The lady flight crew member attended to the newborn. The baby was handed over to the doctor, who immediately conveyed him to hospital. After a profiling exercise, the passenger who gave birth to the child was found and referred to police. The miraculous baby is in good health and is actually at the Jawaharlal Nehru Hospital. I am thankful to the dedicated and conscientious custom officer whose speedy intervention saved the life of the baby. Ladies and gentlemen, the WCO has dedicated the theme of International Customs Day this year to the digital transformation of customs administrations with the slogan, Scaling Up Customs Digital Transformation by Embracing a Data Culture and Building a Data Ecosystem. MRA Customs has fully embarked on the path of digitalization and is leveraging on technology for implementing effective controls and facilitating trade for the benefit of economic operators, the government, and the citizens at large. I would like to thank the government for the unflinching support provided to MRA Customs to pursue its digitalization agenda and the adoption of digital solutions by providing us the necessary funds to acquire the necessary tools, equipment, and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governing Council meeting has the broad objective of enhancing the efficiency and effectiveness of ESA customs administrations in revenue collection, facilitation of international trade, safeguarding national security, protecting society and the environment, and compiling international trade statistics. To achieve these objectives, it is very important that the ESA customs administrations modernize and automate their procedures, processes, and systems, and also implement WCO's international standards, recommendations, tools, and instruments in support of members' national customs legislation and practices. This meeting has the wisdom and mandate to take due decisions in these areas for the benefit of individual member administrations as well as for the benefit of the whole ESA region. There are many important issues on the agenda of this meeting, among which we have the new regional strategy for the period 2022 to 2025. The meeting will also deliberate on decision of the 35th Regional Steering Group meeting, as well as the ESA Risk Management Compendium and Gender Equality and Diversity issues, amongst others. I wish all participants who are physically present here and those virtually attending a fruitful deliberation for the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, I also wish you that you can spare some of your precious time to visit our beautiful island and relish our lovely beaches. I thank you for the attention.
Thank you, Director General, for your speech. Now I have the honor to call upon Mr. Batsirai Chadringwa, Vice Chair of the WCO ISA region, to deliver his speech on the occasion of the 28th Governing Council meeting. Mr. Batsirai is a Commissioner of Customs and Excise of the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority. Please, Mr. Batsirai.
The Honorable Dr. Padayachi, our guest of honor and Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Development, Mr. Saddam Lau, our Director General of Mauritius Revenue Authority and our ESA Vice Deputy Chair, Mr. Quinium Kuria, the Secretary General of the World Customs Organization, then our Deputy Secretary General, Mr. Ricardo Trivinia, Mr. John Biswak, the Commissioner General of Malawi Revenue Authority, Mr. Viv Kanadi Rababurani, our host Commissioner of Customs, Mauritius Revenue Authority, sir, our Commissioners, Director Generals, Heads of Customs, for the East and Southern Africa region here present, Mr. Larry Liza, the Director of our Regional Office for Capacity Building, the representatives of the East of the African Union and regional economic communities here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, delegates who are physically present and those who are joining us virtually. I recognize and appreciate all of you. Let me start by thanking Mauritius, through the chief guest, for hosting us in your beautiful land. The support provided to me, and I understand to all the delegates by the Mauritius Revenue Authority protocol team, has been top-notch. We salute you. I salute Mauritius for your dedication and commitment to the region. You accepted to host us on a short notice, and you have certainly outdone yourselves. Thank you too for hosting the just ended regional steering group meeting, as well as the meeting of our regional entities. I also want to thank Madagascar, which was originally meant to host the region, for these meetings, for all the preparations that they put in place for all of us. It is regrettable that your hosting was put on hold due to exogenous reasons related to travel logistics and the occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. We will look forward to coming to Madagascar, hopefully next year, and joining you in celebrating the 200 years of existence of the Malagasy Customs Administration. Ladies and gentlemen, it is refreshing that after 2 years of being isolated from each other and literally zooming into each other, we are finally eliminating social distancing and unmasking our faces again. But do not be mistaken. There are still inherent risks of the pandemic, with oscillating threats of new waves and continued cases of morbidities and mortalities. We note with regret the painful losses of customs officers in the region over the 2 years from this virus. We have equally lost customs officers in their line of duty and for many other reasons. Actually, last month, my home administration lost 3 customs officers in a road fatal accident that also injured some more. A total of 14 were injured in that accident. We need to recognize all of these losses, and I respectfully request this governing council to rise and honor our foreign gallant soldiers with a moment of silence. Just a minute of silence, colleagues. Thank you. Honorable Minister, you are aware of the commitment of our continent to the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. I assure you of our devotion as customs administrations in the region to support the full implementation of the AFCFTA. To support these efforts, the region has developed a new regional strategy seeking to ensure economic growth and intra-regional trade by facilitating trade securely, efficiently, and professionally. We also aim to further develop gender-inclusive, professional, and modernized customs administrations that are fair, efficient, and effective in revenue collection and border management services. Ladies and gentlemen, the next 2 days are important, considering that we shall be deliberating on key issues that will direct the functioning of our regional entities and guide the operations of our administrations. I therefore encourage focused deliberations during this time aimed at fostering trade facilitation, regional integration, revenue mobilization, customs modernization, security, enforcement, compliance, as well as promoting professionalism in the customs and fostering our greater partnerships. The WCO Secretary General, Mr. Quinion Kuriose, we acknowledge your relentless support and love to the ESA region, and we note you are here physically. That's a sign that we are well respected by your office. Your devotion to assisting us greater meet our goals and aspirations never go unnoticed. Please express our appreciation to your entire team at the WCO alongside other development partners. Secretary General, on behalf of this Governing Council, let me also request you to assist this region to fully implement our proposed regional strategy, considering the technical support and funding required for its successful implementation. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I thank the Director and staff of the ROSB for the tireless effort they've continued to put despite our challenges the world has faced over the last 2 years. Our regional office for capacity building is regarded as the most visible ROSB in the world in many spheres, and we are proud of them. I urge the Director to continue fostering partnerships among customs, partner government agencies, the private sector, and alongside other development partners. As we embark on our discussions, I'm hopeful that those of us physically present here will find time after the meetings to enjoy in the blissful beaches and generous greenery of the jewel of the Indian Ocean and the paradise of Africa. Let us enjoy Mauritius. I thank you and I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Kunio Mikuria is the Secretary General of the World Customs Organization since 1st January 2009. He has a degree in law from the University of Tokyo, Japan, and a PhD in international relations from the University of Kent, UK. Prior to becoming Secretary General, Dr. Kunio Mikuria spent 7 years as the organization's Deputy Secretary General. And prior to becoming DSG, he worked for Japan's Ministry of Finance for 25 years. So just imagine the level of experience he has in the field of customs and international trade. Therefore, we may rightly say that he is the right man at the right place. I have the honor to invite Dr. Kunio Mikuria to address the audience on the occasion of the WCO ESA Governing Council meeting. Doctor, please.
Good morning, bonjour, bon dia. It is such a great joy to see you again face to face here, especially in Mauritius, such a sweet, welcoming island country. You see, we have been isolated. In the past 2 years, we were not able to meet each other. Of course, the technology has enabled us to be connected, but in-person connectivity is something totally different. So I'm very happy. And actually, this is the first regional meeting that I was able to address in person. And I'm very much encouraged that you are so much present here. And so recently, I decided that with this encouragement from my loved region, Eastern Southern Africa, that the June Council session will be totally in person. So I should really welcome you wholeheartedly to come back to Brussels. And this, and especially this has been done in a very good environment, and therefore I really appreciate the hospitality of Mauritius, represented by Honorable Minister of Finance, and of course MRA, and also all the delegates and their friends who made it possible to have this meeting. So my thanks to all of you. Well, yesterday I had the honor to meet the Prime Minister of Mauritius and His Excellency Pravin Jugnauth, and we discussed a wide range of areas, how customs can contribute to the global economy, not limited to national or regional. And we discussed, of course, how customs is important here. We discussed about, economic competitiveness, and the Prime Minister did recognize that it is thanks to MRA that, for example, in the past doing business survey, Mauritius was ranked very high. It is really thanks to MRA. So I was very proud to hear his assessment. And also he stressed the importance of coordinated border management. And here we are here in the Integrated Custom Clearance Center, which is really a realization of how customs get together to work with other government agencies. And also I was impressed by your anthem, saying that, singing that it is with the compliance strategy, which is important, but the service to the nation. And it says integrity, transparency, all the necessary ingredients for the good customs administration. And also we have discussed the world event and of course from the COVID-19 how we can recover. And I could really observe that Mauritius is very trying to open up because tourist industry is so important, but also taking the necessary caution. So I have to learn what to do in welcoming you all back to Brussels from this my experience here in this island. Also, we discussed that how important the implementing international standards and introducing technology. Mr. Lal already mentioned about introduction of body scan, but we also discussed about how to equip boats with drones and all those, investment in IT or information technology. And so we said that this is great. We also say that implementing international standards, technology is important. But then, before I say that, Prime Minister said that, but the most important thing is people and how to invest in human resource development. And here, of course, in this region, we have a very active regional office of capacity building that you get together to share best practices and, assist each other. And in Mauritius, we have a multilingual regional training center, which is great. And as Mr. Lau said, there are many already accredited or recognized experts in this country. So we often mobilize them to support Africa, because our policy, my policy, is that to develop a pool of experts in each region so that, they can, do their own capacity building in the region, of course, with support, but in the end, it is the region. And so I'm very happy to see that this policy is being developed. And of course, I explained to Prime Minister that, yes, we often say 3P, that is political support, people, but also partnership. And we see many, development community donors are very much interested in supporting this region, including, of course, Mauritius. And this time, I see old good friend Rita from Finland, but also brought our experts from EU, JICA, so that we can listen to what your needs are and discuss how best, together with all other donors, we can support the development of this region. Because already Vice Chair said, this year we started, we are really keen. It was actually last year that with the African Continental Free Trade Area entered into implementation phase. And so how best we can support this integration process is very important. And also, I discussed with the Prime Minister that, of course, we have been working regionally with the regional economic communities, so how best that REX and African Union can support each other. And WCO is keen to do that because we have been working very closely with the REX, but also at the beginning of this year, the Secretary General of African Continental Free Trade Area visited the WCO, signed the MOU, because that secretariat said that they need really hands-on practical assistance. And this is where he sees that the WCO is the place. Because not only at the headquarter level, but we are taking the regional approach, mobilizing regions, not only RCB, but other regional structure and the regional training center. And of course, in compliance area, we have a regional intelligence liaison office. So, we have that structure, and how best we can promote and we can progress is a very important one. And all this thanks to political support. And Prime Minister underlined that, actually he said that not beyond this room, but he said that the political willingness is very important. And I said that, yes, all those, development have been brought by the strong political support, so which is very important. And I think with this African regional integration, we are seeing more and more of coming political willingness from this region. And I see that continental-wide initiative as a very good vehicle to get the attention of political leaders and how customs can really contribute. Well, from this point of view, I have to mention some of the focused area that we are trying. Mr. Lara has already mentioned the WCO's theme of the year, and we focus on data. And we'll unveil a data strategy of the WCO. Data is important not only for revenue collection or risk management, but with the data, because customs has abundance of data, we can contribute more to other government agencies, but also business to improve business environment. And we have Minister of Finance who is a good economist, so I'm sure that he can share that we are doing more on evidence-based policy making. What is evidence? That is data. So how customs can really make use of data to become a good, trusted government advisor is what we are trying. So we start by looking at the data, how best we can raise our capacity and visibility through that data strategy is one area. Because I want to, in the past we talked about digital divide, and I want to really avoid the data divide, because every administration has its data, so no problem that we should have a really good strategy, because data science is mature and data science tool is available quite often, accessible free of charge. Well, so this is one area that we try to address. And also another area is, it's also another global concern is environment and green customs initiative that we have already been engaging in that. But to keep this country beautiful with a lot of green, but also we are seeing the danger of waste, electronic or plastic waste, contaminating our beautiful beach. So how we can really protect the earth is what we have to think about, and moving towards more circular economy is one challenge, how customs can contribute. So right after the council session, we'll organize Green Customs global conference to get all the expectation from the society, but our challenges, sharing our challenges, and try to come up with the way forward. Another focus area is governance, because we want to make sure that this organization remains very inclusive and responding to all your needs, and to get on board what you are faced with, and share best practice and provide guidance and, of course, capacity building support. One thing, again, I discussed with the Prime Minister is that now we have been, faced with COVID-19, but now some, conflict in European region, war in Ukraine, etc. And that is already having an impact globally with the looming energy and especially food crisis. And how best customs can serve to make sure that supply chain is kept and kept open is a very important one. and how we can continue to make sure that business continuation plan is there. But also, in the case of not only Ukraine, but we are looking at Afghanistan or some of our brothers in Sahel region, that fragile borders, the question of fragile borders is what we have to address. So this is really, big consciousness globally has been emerging. And of course, customs is at the borders and the primary agency to think about how best we can really contribute to the stability of the nation, which is the basis of the prosperity. And so those are the issues that we wish to discuss in the upcoming June Council session. So I really look forward to welcoming you. And of course, the development of Africa, how we can contribute, is always at the heart of the WCO, because this has the region providing the most potential in the future. And we need to really contribute to the global society with the huge potential of Africa. And what is the driving force behind? It's always customs on the ground that we can address this issue. So thank you very much for this conference, and I look forward to hearing your regional strategic plan, and we'll discuss how best WCO can contribute. And again, thank you very much for your participation, and also Mauritius, government of Mauritius and the MRA for your really good initiative to open up this conference and creating a good opportunity to connect each other again and update what we have been doing. And because in the end, it is the human network that counts for customs. Thank you very much.
And we salute your experience and your contribution to international trade. Dr. the Honorable Renganaden Padeyachi is the Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Development since November 2019. He is a holder of a PhD in economics from the University of Paris 1, Panthéon-Sorbonne in France. He worked as chief economist at the Mauritius Chamber of Commerce and Industry before he was appointed in January 2018 as the first deputy governor of the Bank of Mauritius and chairman of the Financial Services Commission. So trade and customs have no secrets for him. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the honor and privilege to invite Dr. the Honorable Renganaden Padeyachi to deliver his keynote address on this occasion. Please.
Dr. Cunio Mikuria, Secretary General WCO, Mr. Trevino Chapa Ricardo, Deputy Secretary General WCO, Mr. Batsirai Chanzingwa, Vice Chair WCO ESA Region, Mr. Sudamolal, Director General MRA, Mr. Hans Petel, Head of Administration and Personnel WCO, Commissioners and Head of Customs Administrations of the ESA region, observers from the COMESA and SADC, dear participants, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, a good morning to you all. I'm really pleased to welcome you today to the Integrated Customs Clearance Center on this auspicious occasion of the opening of the WCO ESA 28th Governing Council meeting. It is indeed a privilege for me to open this high-level meeting, which is being attended by Commissioner Generals, heads and commissioners of customs of the East-South African region. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are all gathered here today, it is thanks to the vision of the WCO, which, at the Global Center of Customs Expertise and the voice of the international customs community, has adopted a regional approach for its capacity building strategy. The aim is to promote the sharing among nearby countries of ideas and actions to achieve the same regional objectives, namely economic growth and social development. This regional approach has also led to the creation of regional training centers in the 6 WCO regions over the world. As a result, custom officials from various countries, including Mauritius, can further consolidate links with one another. It also facilitates the delivery of WCO capacity building programs in the ESA region and to pursue their reforms and modernization agenda. Here, I would like to mention with much satisfaction the important role of RTC Mauritius, which is playing for the capacity building of customs administration of the ESA region, as well as other countries and regions of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an undeniable fact that customs administrations play an important role in the economy. And this task has been even more instrumental during the COVID-19 pandemic. During these testing times, customs, like other emergency services, have operated 24/7 and moved towards digitalization. They had to swiftly deploy decisive measures to ensure supply chain and business continuity all along. At the heart of the crisis, Mr. Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, wisely said, "The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world." I must say that the MRA has very successfully pushed the reset button. Allow me to take this opportunity to praise the work done by the MRA and its dedicated officers during these difficult times. I must highlight that when the government decided to pay the salaries of employees and individuals at the start of the pandemic, the MRA rose to the challenge of paying some 450,000 employees and individuals in Mauritius in less than 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, the Mauritian government is fully committed to fight against the scourge of drugs. In this context, we are providing unwavering support to the MRA to acquire the latest tools, equipment, and technology to further enhance the operational capabilities of customs officers and to better fight against the trafficking of illicit drugs and narcotics. Today, the MRA is leveraging on state-of-the-art technology such as body scanners, X-ray scanners for containers, drones, and CCTV systems. It is also worth pointing out that our efforts are bearing their fruits. Record seizures of different types of drugs and other substances of more than 5 billion rupees have been made by the MRA Customs during the past 5 years. that is nearly 1% of the GDP of Mauritius. Ladies and gentlemen, the role played by customs in economic development and integration is more than ever a crucial one. To this end, my ministry is supporting the MOA in its endeavor to modernize custom services with a view to facilitate trade and provide a value-added service to its stakeholders. In order to boost trade and investment, the government has implemented a variety of measures such as the National Electronic Licensing System, a single electronic platform for business licensing, and the Mauritius Trade Easy Portal, supported by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration, and International Trade. This platform aims to provide all trade-related information to the business community. Yet, another illustration of the government's commitment to reduce the cost of doing business and facilitate trade is this very venue of the meeting, the Integrated Customs Clearance Center, which has required an investment to the tune of 650 million rupees. The state-of-the-art building is a one-stop shop for air cargo clearance that houses several other agencies under one roof, in accordance with the WCO's concept of coordinated border management. Stakeholders will thus be able to conduct transactions such as applications of permits and authorizations, payment of fees, duty, and taxes for clearance of goods in this single building. Moreover, as you have all noted, the building also provides an excellent venue for training and conferencing, be it national, regional, or international. Ladies and gentlemen, Mauritius is among the first countries in the world to have ratified the WTO Trade Facilitation Agreement in March 2015. We are fully committed to implement all its provisions. As at date, we have only one Category B and 4 Category C commitments, and we are continuously monitoring with MRA on full implementation of the TFA. Our National Committee on Trade Facilitation was established in July 2014 and comprises of several government organizations and ministries, as well as representatives of the private sector. It is worth mentioning that given its major involvement in advancing the trade facilitation agenda, MRA Customs has been entrusted the responsibility since last year to co-chair the committee together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration, and International Trade. We have to acknowledge the WCO for launching the Mercator program in June 2014, and the objective to support WCO members to successfully implement the provisions of the TFA through the effective application of WCO instruments and tools. The Mercator programs also provides tailor-made support that takes into account local conditions and environment for implementing trade facilitation measures. Ladies and gentlemen, trade facilitation and boosting intra-regional trade are vital for the prosperity and advancement of the ESA region. Customs have therefore a key role to play in the achievement of the strategic objectives of the region. This is why customs need to ongoingly reform and modernize, build capacity of its offices, innovate and adapt to the changing trade patterns and business environment. It is indeed estimable that the region has come up with the ESA Regional Strategy 2022-2025 based on the environmental scans and trends in the international trade environment, as well as input from members. The ESA strategy provides the general strategic direction for the region to achieve the vision of ensuring economic growth and intra-regional trade by facilitating trade efficiently, securely, and professionally, and highlights the priority and focus areas as well as the allocation of resources. I'm very supportive of the ESA regional strategy and wish plenty of success for its achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, Mauritius has at heart the prosperity of the region. We back the African Continental Free Trade Area aimed at accelerating intra-African trade and boosting Africa's trading position in the global market by strengthening Africa's common voice and policy space in global trade negotiations. Moreover, it is also very important that as a region we should work in close collaboration and support each other. The Governing Council meeting has a very important mandate for this region. In this context, I wish you good deliberations. I thank you for your attention and have now the pleasure to declare this meeting open. Thank you.
I kindly request you to stay on the podium, please. Thank you, Honorable Minister. And ladies and gentlemen, to mark this event, Mr. Sudha Molal, Director General of the Mauritius Revenue Authority, has the pleasure to offer a token, firstly to the Honorable Minister of Finance. Secondly, to Dr. Cunio Mikuria, Secretary General of the WCO. And to Mr. Batsirai Chadzingwa, Vice Chair of the WCO ISA region. So, ladies and gentlemen, as per the protocol of the Governing Council meeting, we'll now proceed for a photo session. Firstly, we'll have a group photo with Minister, Mr. Mikuria, Mr. Lal, Mr. Chadzingwa, and Director Customs, MRA. Okay. I will now invite Commissioner Generals and Commissioner Customs to join in for the photo. Commissioner Generals and Commissioner Customs, please come forward for the group photo. Yes, and Director ROCB, please. Director ROCB and Chair RSG meeting which was held yesterday. Commissioner Generals, Commissioner Customs, Director ROCB, and Chair RSG. Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for so as a tradition and to maintain the environment pledge, the Honorable Minister, Secretary General and Vice Chair WCO will proceed for tree planting outside. And as we have now come to an end of the official ceremony, delegates and guests, on behalf of the MRA, you are kindly requested for some refreshments downstairs in the cafeteria. Our officers will be pleased to guide you. And thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.